Good morning, everyone. I now call to order the meeting of the directors of the USA Niagara Development Corporation for Monday, December 14th, 2020. Please mute your phone until you are ready to speak. Also, for the record, I will ask that anyone wishing to speak to please state your name before speaking. I'd like to note for the record that due to public health concerns and as authorized by an executive order of the governor, this meeting will be conducted by teleconference. I will also note for the record that the public has been given the opportunity to comment on the agenda items by submitting their written comments at or before 9 a.m. today. I'd like to further note for the record that no comments were received from the public concerning today's agenda items. The directors have received the relevant written materials in advance of today's meeting and are free to ask questions at any time. Before we begin with the substantive portion of the meeting, I would like to ask the directors whether anyone has any potential conflict of interest with respect to the items on the agenda. If so, I would ask you to please make an appropriate disclosure on the record at this time. We will then be sure that you may recuse yourself from any discussion or vote regarding such items.
Chairwoman Del Monte, this is Debbie Royce. I would just like to note for the record that we have yourself in attendance, Director Paul Nanula and Director Michael Williamson also on the line, so we do have our quorum present. Thank you.
Thank you. Hearing none from any of the directors, our first order of business is the approval of the minutes of the July 27th, 2020 directors meeting. Does anyone have
Director Nanula approved? Sorry. I'm sorry.
I'll entertain a motion for approval unless anybody has any questions, comments, additions, or deletions.
Board Member Williamson approved.
Director Nanula, second.
Thank you. All in favor? Yes.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Thank you. The motion carries. I'd like to now call upon Anthony Velardo to present an item relating to request for an amendment to the 2020 calendar year operating budgets of the Niagara Falls Convention and Conference Facility and Old Fall Street project. Anthony, when you're ready, please present.
Thank you, Chairwoman Del Monte. Directors, good morning, and thank you for joining us today. On March 25th of this year, the board approved an operating budget for the Conference Center of Niagara Falls and Old Fall Street with an operating budget of $992,169. In July of this year, you'll recall the board approved an additional $222,954, which were remaining from the calendar year 2019 operating funds for the Conference Center and Old Fall Street. Due to the historic performance of the Conference Center last year, our operator, Spectra, has earned an incentive of $181,697. It's interesting that, going into this year, we were expecting really great things from the facility again, but unfortunately due to COVID, obviously that has not materialized as we are, keeping our safe distance from our fellow humans. So we are asking the board to amend the 2020 operating budgets for the Conference Center and Old Fall Street with an increase of $181,697 in order for us to pay our contractually obligated 2019 incentive fee. Our operating budget this year will now be $1,173,866. The funding source for the payment of this incentive fee will be through the New York State budget appropriations made available through the Buffalo Regional Innovation Cluster, otherwise known as the Buffalo Billion. No USA Niagara corporate funds will be used to fund the payment of the incentive fee. Thank you.
If either of the directors would like to speak, please state your name before doing so. If there are any questions or comments, are there any from the directors regarding this item?
No.
And we, as noted earlier, we do not have any comments from the public with regard to this particular item. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved, William.
Director. Seconded, Nanula.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? No. Thank you. The motion carries. Anthony, our second item is the final item relating to an amendment to the consulting contract with, am I pronouncing it correctly, Leroy or Lyro? Lyro Engineers. If you'll do your presentation, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairwoman. In August of 2018, USA Niagara Development Corporation's Board of Directors authorized the agency to enter into a purchase and sale agreement for a portfolio of properties in downtown Niagara Falls. Prior to that acquisition, we conducted a 120-day due diligence period. USA Niagara entered into a contract with Lyro Engineers to perform a Phase 1 site assessment and building structural evaluations, as well as a Phase 2 environmental subsurface investigations as part of its due diligence. Lyro completed a Phase 1 environmental site analysis and a limited Phase 2 subsurface investigation at the property of 503 Main Street, which is a 17,424 square foot vacant lot, which we later acquired. The findings of those investigations indicated that the site had been formerly used as a gas station and that petroleum contamination was evident in the soil. Due to the uncertainty of the future of the site, USA Niagara declined to pursue further environmental litigation until a plan for redevelopment emerged. On January 30th of this year, our board designated TM Montante as the preferred developer of this site, along with 3 other USA Niagara-owned adjacent properties located in the 500 block of 3rd Street. With the advancement of their project, the proposed project, we engaged the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, which in turn advised us to move forward with Lyro to identify the extent of the contamination and develop a potential plan for remediation. The proposed contract amendment will extend the contract for an additional 12 months from the award of the amendment. The basis of this method of payment for the contract will be based on a combination of lump sum payment of time and materials not to exceed the already approved remaining contract balance of $26,816. As the new contract term now exceeds 1 year, per our procurement guidelines at USA Niagara, which the board approved on July 27th of this year, we are requesting your approval, which is necessary to extend this contract 1 year. Thank you.
Directors, do you have any questions or comments regarding this particular item?
No questions.
Nope.
And as noted earlier, we have no comments from the public regarding this particular issue either. I'd like to entertain a motion for approval and remind you to please state your name prior to speaking.
Director Nanula, approved. Motion to approve.
Director Williamson, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. The motion carries. There being no further business, may I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Director Williamson, so moved.
Director Nanula, second.
Motion carries. Thank you, everyone, for participating in today's meeting, and may I wish you all good health until, the end of this year, and hopefully next year we'll all be able to see each other in person. But
Let's
until
hope
then,
so.
enjoy
Everybody have a Merry
the
Christmas.
year. Merry
Happy
Christmas
holidays.
to all of you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
And Debbie and the team, I apologize for that cut-in. I'm sorry I didn't give you the opportunity to state the
Oh,
quorum
that's
was
fine.
present,
It's
so
completely fine.
as long as we're all
good.
authorized, I'm sure it's okay.
It's all fine. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, listen, everybody, enjoy the rest of the year as best possible, and we'll see you next year.
Have a
Thanks
good one.
so much.
Thank you, Anthony.
Bye.
Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.